Right, grade 12s. This is page number 78, sorry, 76, which we are going to do, which I said I'm going to post. I'm going to do it very quickly through this video explanation. Basically, if you read the instructions here, there is a main pipe, and that's the top view of the main pipe, which is a hexagonal shape, and there's the main pipe. And then it branches with a triangular pipe at a 30-degree angle, as you see that there. Okay, so you must draw a scale 1:1, and you must complete the front view, the top view, and you must develop the branch pipe as it is here. With the three different parts that we have as 52s, but we'll get to that in a while. So let's start. That is number 1, that's number 2, you go to number 3 there, and then this is number 4. That's how you work it. And then the fifth thing is where we develop it. Okay, so very quickly, this hexagon here, there's a center point given, so best is to draw a circle. So the one side is 32, which basically means your circle is going to be 32 as well. So you are going to take your compass and you're going to open it up at 32. So there's my compass, 32 would be there. Because that is 32, one side, so I'm going to open it up. To put it on my point P and draw a circle right there. Faintly, of course, and then you can either do your crossings immediately. So your crossings will be immediate there, and you're going to go to this crossing over here. There. Okay. Then you can do two things. Because the one corner is here and the other corner is there, you can either arc it like that, both sides, so that you can have that there, arc it like that. Alternatively, you can take your set square and have it at 30 degrees like that there, from this point. Both ways work, right? Both ways work. And you will see that this is also going to work over here, there. So what I am going to suggest you do is immediately darken this here. You can darken this immediately, there. I'm going to darken that. I'm going to darken that. Darken that, there. And there. Turn it around. Okay, I'm drawing it very fast and accurate, but you just got to bear with me. So there I've got that. They don't tell you the distance here, so I'm going to keep my distance any distance away. There's my line, and I project this up. 1, 2, 3. My height is 90, so I'm going to go there and say that's 90 over there, and I'm going to cut it off right there. Right, and now I'm going to put in this part here, which is at 30 degrees. You can see there it's 30 degrees. And the center point, you can see the center point is 27 up from here. So I've got to go 27 up here. There's my 27. And I'm going to draw that center line like that there. Far out, that's my center line there. Now, I need to find this part over here, and you will see that part there is going to be 52. How do I know that? Because that is one side. This is the one side that I have here, so that side is going to be 52 across here. Okay, so please ensure that you have that. So now I'm going to take my 52. I'm going to do half on top of that center line, half and half. So 52 is going to be 26. So 26 up here and 26, which is 52, down there. I've got my two markers. I'm going to draw those lines back there. Where does it stop? It stops 24 from here. So I'm going to measure 24. That's 25, one short of 25. And then wherever this line is going to coincide, right, that's going to be my 24. And then like that angle there, you can see I'm going to draw that angle down that side. So I'm going to darken that outline. So the outline I can dark is that, over there, this part over here, which I'm going to darken, just the outline there, and I'll get back to it later. I'm going to go and do that line there, and I'm going to do this little piece here, that little piece over there. I'm not too sure about this line, but I can assume that I'm going to put it in there, and that this will wrap around that, and then the top section there. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to go down. So let us label the points quickly. This is obviously one point, which is, as you can see here on top, that's going to be one point is going to be here in the middle, one point is going to be there, one point is going to be here. So if you do this with your drawing, you will see that that point will link up there, that's a middle point, and that's going to be that point over there. Okay, there are 3 points, one here, one there, one there. So let me label this as A, that's going to be B, and this is going to be C. Okay, that's C. So I'm going to bring those 3 points down like that, A, B, C, and that one there. That's what I'm going to do. And then you will find that the center of that is 8 millimeters from the center here. So 8 millimeters, 8, there I mark it, and I draw the center of this triangular prism here. This becomes a little bit tricky, so you've got to know where to draw. I'm going to start there with that middle point there. That's my middle point. Watch carefully what's going to happen, because you need to have all these sides 52. But it's difficult, you can't even draw a circle. What you need to do is that work with those 3 points here. You will see that it's 30 straight up and 30 degrees that way. So what I'm going to do is going to go 30 that way, 30 that way, and 30 up. That is basically what we have. And you need to ensure that when you move this, right, that you're going to find 52 perfectly. So you got to work, where's 52 going to find, be perfectly, I would say there. 52 here and there. That's all you need to make sure that you get a 52. So there, got a line, you can check it again, that's going to be 52, must perfectly slot in there. And then you're going to draw this auxiliary view with a 60 degrees like that there, and a 60 like that there. Very carefully explained again. Center line 30 degrees, 30 degrees, this is like 30 degrees here, 30 degrees there, and up. This part here must be 52, and then that is going to be another 30, which altogether gives them 60. So I'm just going to darken this a little bit, because that's an auxiliary view which I have and I need, and then I'm going to label it accordingly. Right, let's label it accordingly. Grade 12, so you know, you will find A, so let that be the point A. This is A, because A is going to be right at the top, and then this is going to be A. B is going to be in the center, which is in the center of everything, and then C is going to be here. All right, and then I'm going to take all of that to my main pipe, which is there, I'm going to take that there. Okay, so 2 points are going to be here, which is A and C, and that is going to be the midpoint here, which is B. Now, you can see here, there are my squash triangle, and it comes from A, B, which is there, that's B, and then obviously that's A, and that is going to be C. So I can now darken that for you, like that, and I'm going to darken it like that, and I'm going to darken it like that, and then this is going to go against here, and that's going to go against that side there. Alright, these points are very important here, and that point is very important there, because that's the B point, this is the A and the C point here. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to take these points up, so I'm going to use red, that's the A point, A and C point going up, and that is the B point going up there. Right, there we go. Now we need to find where these two, those are the points where it wrap around this hexagonal main pipe here. So I'm going to classify this as number 1 and number 2. I'm going to make that number 1 and number 2, and it has a top and a bottom section. So you have 2 points, a top and a bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right back, and I'm going to do it in red. I'm going to take that back across here, and I'm going to take that back across here, and it's going to cut here and there, number 2, and number 1 is going to cut here and there. That's why number 1 is 2 points, and number 2 also has 2 points. And then you're going to take both the ones up, and it's going to cut here and there. That's number 1 on top and number 1 at the bottom. And the same thing will apply to that number 2's, the two points, which is going to be cutting on that point there. So you've taken it back up, and then it comes down. That is the 1 point. That's the other point. That is the other points. And of course this one over here. So you have 4 points here. 2 on top and 2 at the bottom, 2 on top, 2 at the bottom. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is to identify the main A, B, C. So let's take A. The A is in this line, and if you take A here, that's where A is going to be. So that's A. If you take B, B is on this line here. There's B meeting up with this B over there. That's the B point. Let's mark it as B. And then the C point is going to be here. This is the C point here, with C right where A would be. That's C point there. Those are the main points. Now, this point here, number 1, right? There are 2 of these, so we go. It's on this edge here, so we're going to find those 2. Both will be on this edge. That is both number 1's and number 1. Then number 2's will also be right there and right there, because they're in line here. That's number 2's, number 2's. Now we gotta find the lines. All right, we gotta find the lines. So I'm going to draw it in red. What you need to know is that if I extend these points back here to this, and I have 1 and 1, and I have that 2 and 2 there, just to show you what I'm going to do. If I have a car and I start at, let me start at A. Let me start at A. And I take that car and I drive that car around this triangular shape. So from A, okay, let's go this way around. I'm going to go from A and I'm going to draw a line to C. So from A to C, there's going to be a line. Right there, I'm going to draw a line, a little bit darker, red line there. From C, I'm going to go to number 2. From C here, I'm going to go to number 2. So there is number 2. Right, I've done that. From 2, I'm going to go to number 1. So number 1 is going to be going there. Right, that's the number 1 there. So here, down that way, then up there. From that number 1, it goes to B. So I'm going to do this whole B part in there. From B to the other one, which is going like that there. Can you see? B, number 1, going that way. And then from number 1, we are here now, number 1 to number 2. So you're going to go up to number 2 there. And then from number 2, we go back to a point, which is there. And that's how you actually do that. Okay, so now we need to understand, we are standing here looking at the drawing. So the lines of A and B can be seen clearly. Sorry, A and C can be seen clearly. That line is going to be dark. That's a dark line. And this going there will be dark, so I'm going to connect that to be a dark line there, and that's going to be a dark line here. All other lines now on this side will be dashed. So this is going to be dashed, 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 all dashed, 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 dashed. All these will be dashed. Even that's going to be a dash line there, and that's going to be a dash line. All right. And there you have your curve of interpenetration there. A quick development. So I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to pull it out, and I'm going to put this back straight part here. Let's do that quickly. So there I've pulled it out. There's my back part. I know for a fact that there are 1, 2, 3 sections. So let me start them here. Right? How far are they apart? 52. So I'm going to mark off 52 once, 52 twice, and there's going to be a third 52 which I have there. That's my 52 points. I'm going to draw them in. Alright, 52 there. I'm going to draw them in like that. Just take note. I'm pulling this out and I'm unfolding it. I'm pulling it out and I'm unfolding it, and that back part is going to be there. So let's label it. Let's have A, B, C, and back to A. Right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, I know for a fact, if I take A, right, between A and B, there are 2 markers, number 1 and number 2. So that distance away here, that distance away there, from A to number B, from A to B, that distance there. So you can measure that distance. You must measure that distance. It is 8, and I'm going to place 8 here. So there's 8. That is going to be number 2 there, right? And then from B inside down to A, there's like a short little, let's call it 3 millimeters. There's a 3 millimeters, that's number 1, right? And it's a mirror image on the other side. There's also going to be a number 1 right here. So that's also going to be a number 1 there, right? And then on the far side, it's mirror image. You're going to have that number 2 also 8 away there. There's number 2 also 8 away there. That's number 2. So those are the 4 points that you have. So you get it from here, there, and there. You measure it on the respective, between the respective points. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw those lines out as well. There. So there's 2 ones. There's 2 ones that are both alongside B, and then there's one from A that side, right, and one from C that side. Let me just check if I have done it correctly. So between C and B, okay, I just think that this line might be a problem. Let me check that one quickly. Yeah, just evaluate again. between A and B you will have that distance between A and B, right? Both sides of B I will have that A and 1 and 1, which is there. Between C and B, that's C and B, I will have that distance that much away. So that point is actually wrong. I should put that point here. Okay, so let's take that out. If I evaluate it, that must come out, and I'm going to put that point here. Now we have it properly. You must check where your points are situated between these main points. So there I've got it. Let's take that out, and I have got number 2. Now I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to start A. Where's A? So that's A, and I'm going to go A here and I cut it off here. That's my first point, and I'm going to cut off A on that side as well. Right, and then I'm going to go to letter B, which is B over there, and I'm going to put my compass on B, make that point there, and then I'm going to go to C, which is there, and I put my compass point on C, which is there, and mark it off there. Now I've got my 3 main points, right, and now I need my in-betweeners. I also just need to make sure that you understand that that is also going to be a dash line here, because that is the corner B on that side there. Forgot that to put that one in. Now let's look at number 1 next to A. Number 1 next to A is going to be that length there, right, and I'm going to put the number 1 next to A, that length there, right. Both the sides of B is going to be that length there. I want to make sure you understand that length. So I'm going to put that length on the one side, and I'm going to put the other length on the other side, like that there. Okay? And then I'm going to take number 2, which is that length there, the one next to C, which is that over there. And then all I do, or need to do, is that I just need to fill in the gaps. So from there, we're going to go there, and then it's going to go down that way, like that there. It's going to go up, like that, and then down again, like that, and then like that there, and back that way. Sorry, a little bit inaccurate. Darken that side, darken the top, and boom, then you have your development. Your inside lines you can also have as light lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one there, and the middle one there, and there we go. And boys and girls, that concludes the drawing of interpenetration. The main part being a hexagon and the branch part being a triangular prism interpenetrating.